weird ass clothes that have near perfect reviews because they're so damn clever. Confused in Bone Daddy. Go ahead and call the cops, but they can't unrape you. When people start talking about Halloween before when people start talking about Christmas before Halloween is even over. Ah, crap. There's a giant sign right there. Yin, yes, Mr. Casino, my husband didn't eat vegetables, so don't let him gamble. Bro, how did not see me at Christmas Town? If I saw this spider motherfucker crawling around, I might hang myself with Christmas lights. My other question is, how did he not walk out of the Halloween door to see all the other doors? Show a movie deeply rooted in your soul and they tell you it's boring. If I find a tree with the pumpkin on it, you'll never see me again. The Count didn't get the memo that just having a cool hairdo doesn't mean he can say the in he pleases. The Count would never. Emma keeps having to tell Hopu Frank not to use that word around DeMarcus. Evie started working on a different kind of magic on Oscar's balls. The smell of his crusty, lice-riddled neck was irresistible. Till they had perfected the hover hand, but he didn't expect Rose's raging erection. Well, that's a pleasant surprise. Emil stares in sheer horror as Mr. Noodle fails yet again to hang himself. And he explains that dinosaurs are perpetuated by the enemies of Christ. Fine, Fine, I'll do it myself. Got through. A disillusioned Telly's child waiting for something good was promised to keep out the mix. Bert's jarble telephone agreement damning him his rights to MySpace internet quiet at it. OGC account Facebook was too obvious. Ernie goes to the HQ of the ad agency that holds the Dr. Squad's account and demands to see the ad copywriter. He is not supposed to see who the copywriter is. Oh, great, is this crap again? Bert is amazed that the man who was threatening the job actually did the backflip Ernie had requested. He did. He survived the jumping in initiation and comes around as gang leader Tuki welcomes him to the Rolling 20s quips. Elmo, street name Rojo, would go down in gang lore as the craziest frick motherfucker these streets have ever known. Initiative? Rolling 20s? Is this a D&D joke? Elmo's high. Oh no! Farmer Ernest says the only difference between a good meal and a good time is where you put the cucumber. I get to use my victims as fertilizer to grow small plants, and then I send up the victim family as a condolence present. Most people neglect potted plants they receive if it gets someone away. It's like they're letting their children die all over again. I got my paperwork, Bert. This means I'm finally a certified professional. That's not what being a registered sex offender means, Ernie. After the second time of LSD, Bert begins to read the text. Breaking the fourth wall. As the hipster chick whipped out her ukulele and began teaching him about child sex cults, reptilian, reptilian aliens, and mind-controlled drugs disguised as vaccines, Hooper realized that he really needed to be more careful about who he asked for the newest bathroom was. After forcing Elmo into a meat grinder, Grover and Roberto reanimate him by sculpting his pulverized remains into his old shape. The poor abomination couldn't move or speak, but Grover finds out that if you lean in close enough, you can hear the faint sound of Elmo's tortured soul screaming out of his half-opened mouth. My minions grow hungry. Why, hello, it is I, Jimbo's no Trumbo. Get in. If you try to run, you get slapped. Big Bird quickly comes to the realization that he'd given his pals Snuffleupagus the wrong batch of brownies. With horror, Beaker looks down to see the alien parasite controlling Dr. Honeydew is beginning to slip out of his rectum. Luckily, Big Bird looked over his shoulder first before telling Snuffy his joke. Big Bird's thirst for blood worsens as his kill count reaches 4 digits. Big Bird and the Count attempt to smuggle the family of Mexican immigrants over the border in order to corrode the fabric of America. As he waits for the motorcade of Archduke Franz Ferdinand to run the corner, Bert history forever. Cut through it, Bert! Bert and company, upon realizing that they forgot to defuse the pipe bomb, Bert wakes up confused at a furry convention. I'm not saying it. Big Bird watches as his unbounded bigotry forces racist slurs to physically manifest in midair. Hey Bird, do you still have a tire iron in your truck? Because I know where this bitch parked and there's no cameras. So how you like saliva? Ernie asked as Bert stroked out and plummeted into a state of permanent locked-in syndrome. Emma convinces a runway model to make her appearance at a primetime Sesame Street show in exchange for a kiss in his dick, a rim job, and other unhygienic sexual favors. Bert rushed, Bert rushed to fix Ernie's compound fracture. Quit screaming, we could fix it here. I can't afford another ER room bill. Bert yelled as he got the duct tape. It didn't bother Bert to be the only one in the bicycle race who still needed training wheels, since he was also the only one who knew about the bomb in the trash can. He was tired of the not obeying traffic laws. Ernie has been walking around with his camera shouting world star hip hop at random people. So far, he's been responsible for 6 fights, 2 of which ended in murder. Sorry, Mr. Grover, while we were able to remove your hamster, Mr. Tickles didn't make it. Ernie and Cookie Monster explain to Bert the weeks of horrible torment and suffering they will inflict upon if he doesn't vote the way they want to. Bert and a used gum sock found a new owner. It's like the sorting hat, but crunchy. Ernie has technologically surpassed the Edward Pass and created the Edward Portal. Grover's heart trembles with fear as he cannot fathom what lies beyond. Not even Ernie knows. As Ernie gives verdict in his court, he learns the average age of Bert's numerous victims. As Mark wins his pitch, that evil voice in the back of his mind returns, telling him to throw the fastest, hardest, deadliest beanball he's ever thrown. Aim for his face, he can't react in time. Bert pedaled through the park. What a beautiful day it was. The sun was shining, the weather was perfect, and the birds were singing, and the body of the child who had until recently owned a bike was decomposing in a drainage pipe and had probably not been discovered yet. Bert pedaled a little faster just in case. Bert likes to ride his bike. It's not because he cares about the environment, it's because that last DUI cost him his license. Go on, Bert, the first sip is yours. No, no, Ernie, I insist after you. Simultaneously realizing they had both roofied the ledger, they, they futilely attempt to reenact last year's April Fool's prank on each other before slightly agreeing that perhaps the 10-year-old boy the next table over would be more willing participant. Tully attempts to join the lesbian orgy by passing as a female, but to no avail. The residents of Sesame Street were not happy that they had to share a bus to the polls with one of those people. I can't believe they even let him on the bus, snarled Bert. Yeah, that's the kind of trash that I don't even like, muttered Oscar. What are we waiting for? Asked Big Bert. Let's get him. He shouldn't be allowed to vote anyway. A few minutes later, everyone cheered as the man's beaten, bloodied body was crushed under the wheels of the bus as they drove away. Phew, thanks, guys, said the bearded man. I couldn't stand to share a seat with Jim and Fallon for one moment. Bert waits for news that Ernie has successfully committed mass murder. It's funny because it's true. Bert suddenly remembered that he left his hella dope mixtape in a warehouse in Beirut. Freaking television. John informs Bert that he's not allowed to use that word. Despite Ernie's insistence, Bert refuses to help him. Bert has had enough of this. Apparently, Africa hasn't. Ooh. The drug had worked better than expected, rendering their victim paralyzed but alert. Bert stared intently into the victim's terrified eyes while Ernie cackled with sinister glee. Ernie mistakes a church picnic for a Renaissance fair. Not wanting to break character, Ernie clouds the men with his flair for embracing Christian communism. They then proceeds to turn his lance on their women. Survivors? Oh, sweet baby Jesus, you crack me up, Elmo. Of course there weren't any survivors. Here's a newsflash, little buddy. Fire is hot. Elmo finds out his family didn't make it. Bert was enjoying his Saturday evening reading Minecraft when suddenly Ernie sat next to him and began reciting the book word for word from memory in fluent German. Bert Bert felt kind of embarrassed as Ernie finished the eulogy with sniffing one of his deceased mother's panties. Bert and Ernie finally come to terms with the fact that no matter how much they abuse him, not even social services wants Bert. I know it's gonna be funny as hell, but you can't laugh when they open the casket and see their son is missing. They'll know it was us. They'll know it was us. Bert and Ernie, no, damn it. Bert and Ernie undercut the current Apple market value, forcing their competitors' family into poverty. Ernie listens to Bert's heartbeat closely as he's slowly energy. With black market kidneys worth $262,000 each, livers $557,000, and hearts worth up to $1 million. He must harvest Bert's organs quickly so they are as fresh as possible. A liver is much closer to 120,000. Arnie planned this trip a month in advance. He knew that today the group of Asian tourists would visit the local botanical garden. He knew that he could trigger Bert's Vietnam flashbacks this way. Bert didn't even notice the loaded M16 right in the bush next to them. Finally, a war reenactment Ernie would enjoy. Cookie Monster screams in horror as Elmo's trip on bath salts takes a turn for the worse. I got my paperwork. Oh wait, read that. Elmo gets Ernie consistently ejaculating into the ashes of Bert's dead mother. Anybody want some ice cream? No, I'm good. Are you Sherbert? Ernie wonders if there is more to life than being a white boy. Bert and Ernie get an anonymous note indicating that the neighbors don't mind them watching World War II documentaries. It's just that no amount of cheering and swearing will change the outcome. While camping, Ernie finds Bert living in the woods. After years of being separated, the only thing Bert does is offer Ernie some kick-ass shrooms and a chance to braid to the mothership. Deeply grieved over the sudden loss of his friend and lover, Bert purchases a large drum in Ernie's honor so that he can still pick the shit out of something. Bert despairs as he learns of the Allied plan to divide Nazi Germany. Bert is amazed by the accuracy and authenticity of Ernie's homemade kick. Little did the other dinner guests know, Bert and Ernie came to the party armed with AK-47s. Bert eagerly listens to Ernie's adventurous tale that consists of hamsters, racial slurs, several Amazonian prostitutes, and his visit to his doctor. Ernie chuckles to himself as he pictures Bert drinking the stinkiest milk. Bert howls as the apartment's poltergeist suddenly and without warning prolapses Bert's anus. Howie Mandel has entered the chat. After picking up the strange black book after school and speaking to one of his newest hallucinations, Ernie had decided that he'd be the one to slowly purge the world of evil, one sinner at a time. See if there are any people in the chat. Let's see here. World of evil, one sinner at a time. Oh, cool. Mm. And now back. Wow, Emma wasn't excited to think we're the first people this tribe has seen in years, said Murray. Yeah, Murray, the first and the last, screamed Elmo as he loaded his gun and prepared to take the land for the British Empire. Artie couldn't contain his excitement. The severed foot of a diabetic amputee ordered off the dark way had finally arrived and in mint condition. Sweet feet! Big Bird took a moment to embrace the beauty of another country before pushing a child off the Great Wall of China. Ert enjoys finding new ways to trigger Bert's Vietnam flashbacks. Bert and Ernie share a hearty laugh at how easy it was to get those ankle monitors off. Bert and Ernie explain that how two things called the same thing are different. I know the sarcophagus says that opening it will unleash 1,000 plagues upon the earth, but it's not in ancient Egypt, Bert. It's 2020 and no one believes that kind of stuff anymore. Lucy immediately regretted Tinder. Lucy immediately regretted using Tinder to find a date. After cloning a Zoe realizes why nobody seems to like her. The doctor informs that Ernie. The doctor informs Ernie that his testicle cannot be reattached. Bert didn't know whether he was more impressed by the fact that Ernie had called someone using a frickin' banana, or the fact that the Pentagon carried out the drone strike he ordered. Nothing like slipping some roofies in Bert's hot chocolate to make Ernie go fill Bill Cosby on his yellow butt. Christmas is Bert and Ernie's favorite time of year because they can disguise their cocaine packages as Christmas presents and no one will question them. The hallucinations The hallucinogenic mushrooms empower Bert and Ernie with ultimate wisdom and understanding of the universe. This post has been approved by the Grovian Union. Bert and Ernie realized that going to a fancy dress party in New York dressed as the Taliban could be seen as insensitive. King Ernie reflects on all the pimps he had to slay in order to amass so much swag. After Bert says, "Oh yeah? Prove it." Ernie proceeds to demonstrate that he can indeed maintain perfect eye contact over the course of a 45-minute blowjob. Oh, hang on a second. Elmo approaches stealthily. Today he would test Big Bird's hypothesis that it was possible to simply slap the autism out of someone. Cookie Monster has a severe mental breakdown after his army brother Mookie had a sex operation. Afterwards, Mookie annoyed everyone at Cookie's barbecue that she now identifies herself as sister to a quirky woman. This is the last time Cookie invited his sister to his family barbecue. Cookie would never. He's an ally. How to kill? Wait a name. Name a movie you watched over 5 times that you're still entertained by. As Ernie begins to jerk off the 7th time this night, Bert starts to regret his Viagra prank. I know that thing be gripping. Just met Ookie Bookie in Disneyland. Or the who's winning the twerk off. Freaky Mummy low-key wouldn't. Mariah because there's a Benny dance in the second movie. Mariah Suzuki. Mariah for sure. I'm excited to watch. Why is Oogie Boogie all out like that? Put it back in your pants. Mariah Trust. Jack Fallgrass versus Jack Fortnite. Who's winning the jack off? The Libra is watching me drive my coolest car in the casino after 18 beers. What cinema employees will tell people that found the chicken jockey in 10 years? When you open the pantry at midnight. What's your hello, Dingaling? I'm gonna I'm gonna see this movie in 3D next weekend. Oh no, I didn't mean to click on the link. No, please, please no Roblox. Well, finish it, Nerdtron. I boil dogs alive. Or does this post look like the TV for the reverse bird trap scene in Saw 2? When he, when you blowing bubbles in the bathroom mirror, and outside you hear all bubble blowing babies will be sensing. SpongeBob got Pinterest? Big when there's a big scary arm behind me. Exactly what it says. Hey, it's Sisyphus. Big stepper. Washy Purple, what have you done? Domino's Pizza's like $7,000 to taste like this. It felt like this since January. Can we address the 611 in the room? The poster on the wall? Sir, your son is butt ass naked in the street. Pete and Mickey's movies versus Pete and Goofy's movies. Oh wait, this always been a gangster. President Biden has sent the orb to Ukraine. The orb! Great argument. However, your mother. Lady Gaga when Gentleman Goo Goo walks in. Should be Lord Goo Goo, like Lord Goo Goo and Lady Gaga. Please don't wash your balls in the Baja Blast. How the PE teacher looks at you after you want to play soccer and not Mesopotamian testicle tag. Your house is looking very flammable right now. Why does he kind of look like Waluigi? Use a flamethrower to make creme in fursuit. He's still not receiving the invite. We are going to beat you to death. Let's go. When they're sleeping on you, tuck 'em in. The peanut-free kid after I pee on his nuts. Are people who get D's in every subject look at you after you don't let them press Control Alt, which turns your Chromebook into dark nebulae. Try not to think about YouTubers clean balls while they babble about using Manscaped. How it feels to fight your depression by listening to your parents. You just wanted an excuse to. AI is gonna. Yeah, I'd like to see AI draw this kind of crap. Me seeing my favorite song is turn into sped up Sigma. A dog that gets own balls in public is funny. I suffer more than this, bro. No funny sight. Free the moon in the ring world. She dragged me until I'm frost. That's the art baby having on the side of the carnival rides. Love is in the air. Wrong. Gas leak. Oh, wait. Oh, sorry. Ignore the voices in the background. No. Maybe the ball they have outside hit her up. And there's too many voices in here, so I'm going to be done here.